XRP Rich List Update 2026. Watch to the end to know where you stand. What if I told you that only 330,000 wallets hold over 10,000 XRP right now? Yes, out of more than 7 million wallets. Only a small fraction sit in that serious accumulation zone. Adoption is real. Growth is real. But the rich list is tighter than most people think. In this video, we're breaking down the XRP Rich List update from December 2024 to February 2026. And by the end, you'll clearly know where you stand and what it could mean for your future. Let's dive in. First, total wallets. Back in December 2024, the XRP network had just over 5 million wallets. Fast forward to February 2026, and that number has crossed 7 million. That's an increase of approximately 1.82 million new wallets, representing around 30% growth. That's not small growth. That's expansion. When a network adds nearly 2 million wallets in just over a year, it tells you something important. New participants are entering. Retail is watching, institutions are positioning, infrastructure is maturing. But here's where it gets interesting. The number of wallets holding between 10,000 and 50,000. XRP has expanded steadily. This is the accumulation class. These are not small holders. These are strategic positions. And yet only around 330,000 wallets globally hold more than 10,000 XRP. Think about that. Out of 7 million wallets, just 330,000 sit above that psychological threshold. That's less than 5% of all holders. In fact, this group represents roughly the top 1 to 5% of the entire ecosystem, depending on how you measure distribution brackets. That's why many analysts say the final shakeout before 26 has begun. Weak hands sell, strong hands consolidate. Supply tightens. And historically, wealth is created during consolidation phases, not during hype cycles. Now let's talk performance. In early 2026, XRP is leading major assets with roughly 25% gains year to date. Compare that to Ethereum at around 10% and Bitcoin at plus 6%. When XRP starts outperforming both ETH and BTC, the market pays attention. Because rotation happens quietly before it happens loudly. ETF inflows have also crossed 100 million, with zero outflow days reported during key stretches. That signals something very important: sticky institutional demand. Institutions don't chase hype. They build positions over time. They rebalance portfolios based on macro signals. And here's another critical signal: exchange reserves. Reserves on Binance are at a 2-year low. That means fewer tokens are sitting on exchanges ready to be sold. When reserves drop while price rises, it usually signals accumulation, not distribution. At the same time, network activity has surged nearly 50% in just 2 weeks. More wallets, more transactions, lower exchange reserves, stronger price action. Social metrics and on-chain data are aligning. That alignment rarely happens by accident. Now let's zoom out and talk global expansion. Ripple has continued its strategic push into Japan, one of the most crypto-progressive markets in Asia. Japan's regulatory clarity and strong fintech infrastructure create a favorable environment for enterprise. Blockchain adoption. When infrastructure expands geographically, capital follows. So what does all this mean? It means we're possibly entering a portfolio rebalancing phase. Big money doesn't move all at once. It rotates. When XRP outperforms BTC and ETH, asset managers begin to reassess weighting. If ETF inflows remain strong and reserves remain low, rebalancing pressure can accelerate. And remember this, only 330,000 wallets hold over 10,000 XRP. If adoption continues at this pace and wallet growth maintains a 30% plus trajectory, competition for supply increases. Now ask yourself, where do you stand? Are you below 1,000 XRP? Between 1,000 and 10,000? Above 10,000? Or already in the top percentile? Because distribution matters. In every major crypto cycle, early accumulators position before mainstream narratives catch up. By the time headlines scream XRP breakout, the rich list has already shifted. The final shakeout phase before major. Expansion typically removes short-term holders. Volatility increases. Doubt spreads, but strong hands quietly climb the ranks. And here's the bigger picture. If only 330,000 wallets are above 10,000 XRP today, imagine. What happens if global adoption doubles wallet count again to 10 million or more? The percentage holding large stacks becomes even smaller. Scarcity doesn't always mean fixed supply. Sometimes it means concentrated ownership. Markets rebalance when performance diverges. Institutions accumulate when fundamentals strengthen. Retail usually reacts after price confirms. So how long before portfolios rebalance aggressively? That depends on continued inflows, regulatory clarity, and macro conditions. But the signals we're seeing: ETF demand, declining exchange reserves, network growth, and regional expansion suggest structural momentum is building. The question is not whether adoption is real. It's whether you're positioned before the next wave of rebalancing begins. This is not financial advice. This is awareness. The XRP Rich List in 2026 tells a powerful story. Growth is accelerating. Ownership is concentrated. Performance is leading. and accumulation is happening quietly. So now that you've seen the numbers, where do you stand? Drop your wallet bracket in the comments, no exact numbers, just your range, and let's see how the Satoshi Guy community stacks up. And if you want more deep dives, rich list updates, and on-chain analysis, make sure you subscribe to Satoshi Guy. Because the next shift in the rankings might happen faster than most expect.